Hi guys, we're back. It was a brief hiatus. Some traveling occurred. You know, things had to get done, but we're back. There's Go Hard Barbell. People trickling in. This is the worst part, trying to accept. Maybe. Nope.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, pal.
Yeah,
the
we're
trailer
out.
park.
Yeah, we're out. Hey,
What's going on?
I'm gonna get my dog.
What's going on?
The views are better here.
The views are better there. They must.
Oh,
You don't have neighbors.
There's a house, probably like 200 yards that way, and then there's a house there. Yeah,
And that's it.
there's nothing.
Nice.
Nothing there.
There's nothing that way. There's nothing at all.
I'm gonna try to buy it soon. Then there's the
Oh, good. You should.
Go Hard Barbell.
There's the gym.
That's 3.
Is that 3.0?
Yeah, 3.0. Yeah.
3.
And then there's nobody.
I like it.
Come on.
I like it.
Hey, right here. And then there's nobody there either.
What?
Yeah. That's out.
Oh, what's that? Like in front?
Yeah.
Or to the side?
And I
like
own
the front side.
those big trees.
Nice.
I'm right under there. Yeah.
But it's
like a full
there,
acre.
like deep into the.
So we'll see.
Nice.
I got to get
Nice.
We're gonna like do 3 pathways out there, and then a big 20 by 20 area. Hopefully, like pathway, all 3 ways, and then a big 20 by 20 area. Put a feeder out there so we can get some deer going.
Ah, very nice.
Yeah.
Some venison. You can set me up some venison.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I think I could kill one here. I don't know if I want to shoot. I don't know if I want to.
We'll send Mikey
I don't know if
up.
I want to shoot the yard deer.
We'll send Mike.
But we'll see if a cold buck, like a little,
Why not?
like a,
yeah,
like a cold buck.
Not a young. No,
like
not a little.
Screwed up
not a
horn
little
or something like that, or an old guy, or. I just like to get one,
nice horns,
one a year.
Some,
just for the.
That'd be cool.
Freezer.
That'd be cool.
But then, like, I got enough buddies who hunt,
and
where I'm like, if I paid to have them processed, I got friends of mine that I'm like, hey, I want some deer meat, and if I pay to have them processed, some.
Oh yeah, but it's a lot more,
but I mean,
more fun if you
not when you set a feeder up in your backyard. They hear it and come to it every. That's not really hunting.
Yeah, I guess you're right. You're right. That's fine.
Oh yeah.
All right.
We're sponsored by
the State of the Union, sponsored by Wicked Wolf Beard Co. The Go Hard Barbell 3.0.
Not to be confused with systems. Joe Jordan. Joe Jordan 7.0 because that's how many surgeries.
No. Yeah. I think I'm right there with Joe.
Are you really?
Unfortunately. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I'm at 6.
I did not realize you had that many.
Yeah. Right? On the porch,
we're living life
now.
Yeah, they're.
How the girls? Everyone's good? Sacred Heart?
Oh, yeah.
That's Sacred Heart Pioneers?
It's one of my, four wear around the house shirts.
That's fine.
So, nice. What are you drinking? All right.
Widow Jane. Yeah.
What is that, like
a big fan?
$50 bottle?
No, that one is actually the I'm gonna sound real bougie. That's the 13-year-old aged one, and that's like the one they only have like a limited supply of.
Like
that was like a $1.60.
One a night little sipper.
Yeah. I was making steak before, so I was like,
Yeah, I mean, if you're
steak and
gonna,
bourbon, yes.
it's one of those you don't like to drink if you're already like a little toasty. Like if you're just gonna take a little sport,
No,
just a
because
little,
you won't taste it.
you got to drink it.
Yeah, if you just
You
get
got
to
to
taste a
drink
little
it.
sip,
I got a nice
little sip,
bottle
little
of
sip.
Jefferson's. Have you had the Jefferson's at sea where they?
Oh, the Ocean. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Jefferson
So
Ocean.
my
Yeah,
brother is a
huge
big
fan.
time bourbon guy, and he says that
Mm-hmm.
there's certain like voyages because they'll tell you what voyage, and they'll go nuts.
Yeah, so
Yeah, and
they
and
tell you
they go
where they
nuts
go.
because I guess like the
Yes.
salt and the way that it.
That's like the big thing. Like, apparently, the salt in
Yeah.
the salt water from the ocean, the different oceans give different flavors because of the different levels of salt. Yes, and apparently it tastes better. It does. I mean, it's very
I'm
good.
enjoying
It's
the
a
one
very
that
good
I
bourbon.
have. I don't even know.
What do you got?
Somebody got it for me for my birthday, so I'm just working on it. What's up?
There you go. There you go. What's up?
Lloyd was fired up. Lloyd was
Um,
fired up the last time I saw him.
How you feeling?
I'll eat it.
At the meet? Yeah, he was.
Sunday he was fired up.
Yeah, he was. Oh, he was?
Oh, he was
I
fired up.
didn't see him on Sunday. Alex. Hi, Alex. I don't know. Hi, Alex.
Solicitation, Alex. I'm ready to get back training, man. It's weird, dude. I did the least I've ever done the weekend. Like I probably did the most stuff, just like moving and work and stuff. But like I didn't do anything in the gym at all. I went in like I told myself I was going to go in Wednesday, and I got busy Wednesday, so I went in Thursday and just did like 100 for all the major muscle groups with a mini band in the course of like 7 minutes, and then like I was completely poised to go do like a machine workout on Friday. I was going to go do like a couple sets of light dumbbells, some reverse hypers, some belt squatting, and I just didn't do it. And I got in there on Sunday and I drug the sled pretty heavy and did like basically an accessory workout. I did a sled work as my main stuff. And it got me pretty good. I was tired. So
that's good. I mean, that's all you need. Like we said, I have everyone take it's like the meet week,
blood flow,
post meet,
and I'm doing a deload this week. So I'm gonna do.
It's perfect.
I'm either gonna belt squat or very very light barbell squatting.
I would not barbell squat. I would belt squat. You could belt squat a little bit heavier.
And then Sunday I'm gonna squat. I'm gonna put briefs on.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't think there's any more. There's a reason why you need more than 2 weeks post meet. Obviously, unless you get hurt.
Some people need to get away from it, and I get that.
But if I don't see like that, I've never been in that place. Like the 2 weeks post meet, I want nothing to do with it. And the week before, I want nothing to do with it. But outside of those 3 weeks,
my problem is
like, again.
I don't want to not like. I don't like to do bullshit. Like I don't just want to go in there and do nothing. That's kind of where I'm at. Like
yeah, but sometimes you need it.
Like, no.
It's like too bad. Sometimes your body needs it.
That's kind of what I ran into this time. Is like I didn't really want to go in there and spend 30 minutes doing nothing, so I just didn't even go. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that because I actually feel
like
worse. Yeah.
No, that's why I like the blood flow that week is important.
But I also didn't have a gym. I was busy like.
No, so obviously, like whatever. But that's why that meet isn't that's why I think that post meet week is so important to get as much blood in there with like doing as minimally as possible.
Yep.
Because then you're feeling a little bit better when you go into that deload week where you're not trashing yourself, but like you're lifting weights. but it's just not there's no main movements, and then you get back into it, and that you just get right back into it. That's how that's how it works.
Yeah,
or at least that's how
yeah. I mean, I think that time away from your spine, from your central nervous system, some time away from the barbell is
100%, 100%. And especially with all the things leading up to a meet, if you're cutting, if you're taking extra supplements, all of that stuff plays into a point, in trashing your body more to give your body a little bit of, more of a rest.
You're gonna blast through a tweak here or a tweak there. This doesn't feel good. Whereas you might just go I'm gonna program away from my hamstring this week, or I'm gonna program away from my low back this week, or I'm gonna program away from that, and it turns more into just I don't really give a shit how I feel. I get that's when you have to get your squats in, when you have to get your deadlifts in, when you have to,
when you have to, right? Going into meet, you have to take openers. How you gonna go into a meet being confident if you have to take openers, at least once, something like that. But I don't. But again, post meets, it's a different animal, because there's a different theme for the day or goal for the day. You're not trying to take a heavy single. You're not trying to take your opener. You're trying to recover as best you can because you just competed. So everything has its place as long as it's programmed accordingly.
I agree. But it's also I just for me, when I leave the meet, the way that my brain works is everything went really well. I'm in a hurry to get back in there and make it go better. Everything went really shitty.
Of course.
I'm in a hurry to get back in.
Or I want to get back in there, or I want to get back in there quick.
For me now, I'm
and fix it.
All right, I put a Band-Aid on what could have been a total train wreck, so I'm ready to get back in there. I can see the very easy thing that I can do to fix. I can not get any stronger and go easily.
Yes.
I could feasibly in my mind not get any stronger and have a perfect day and total 100 pounds more than I total.
Yeah, you left about 50 to 70. In my opinion, 50 to 75 out there on a perfect day.
There's definitely more in there on the squat,
I think.
And looking at the bench, I'm pissed
absolutely
off that I didn't let you program. I didn't let you call that bench a little higher. And I have pulled 20 pounds more than what I pulled. So if we can address the grip and the setup, that's
So like I said, you go 9 for 9. You're talking.
Yeah, which is fine.
Next
I'm good with leaving that there, but
Of course. I mean, the goal was what you wanted, right?
So get greedy, get hurt. That's the way that I think about it.
I mean, and no one's going to know better than you.
My thing with the third pull was maybe I pull 735.
Maybe.
But am I any happier with 22, 20, 30 than I am with 2200? No.
Maybe if you pull a deadlift
PRs
PR
would be better than 4, or 4 PRs, 5 PRs, or 4 PRs would be better than 3, but
right. But in the grand scheme of things,
my deal with the deadlift, PRs, I think you only have so many deadlift PRs in your career that actually matter. So I'll spend those on a day when I need them. When I totaled 2100, I had to pull 728. That was 2100. I had to.
Gotcha. Okay. So okay, that's fair.
And the great Ed Cohn said you only got 8 to 10 grinds in your whole career, and at that point that's over. And I don't know. I mean, it's hard to codify that or quantify that to a specific number, but I do think if the goal was met, my hands didn't want to stay open. I mean, what do I go out there and tear a bicep, and then what happens? Or go out, Yeah.
No. we're not going to do that. We're going to stay bicep attached from now on.
Fix my grip and pull 750, 755.
Yeah. There you go. Right, and the one thing that you got to remember to do post bench, you got to
especially since I keep getting bigger and that shirt keeps getting smaller.
Yeah, but even just the difference in pressure and poly, as opposed to unlimited, but you should still be benching. Anyone who's benching reasonably heavy in gear should be icing their hands before they deadlift.
Like when you start squatting over 9, like your hands are involved with that too. You know, and I took 4 attempts over 800 100%. Pounds, and your hands are involved with that, and there's pressure involved with that. You know, and then you take, you know, I took 500 in a warm-up room, and then I go 520, 555, 565. The next meet is going to be 500, 530, 570, 600 hopefully. You know, and that's 5 attempts in the 5 meet, all in your hands, and then really good chance I'm going to open at 9 at my next meet. So that's hopefully 6 squats or 5 squats over 800 pounds, 3 squats over 9.
So you definitely got to be
trauma
icing,
that your body's taking. I mean, the first line of defense with the bar is your hands, you know, and so I that's, you know, and for me it's like my gear only gets smaller and my bench shirt's only going to get tighter. And I'm only going to, you know, and I'm getting to the point to where, like, it's going to have to be jacked for all 3 attempts, you know, in a couple beats. Whereas, like, now I'm wearing it in my throat for my opener, and it's the worst looking bench I do. And you're like, why are you touching so oddly? Because the collar's behind my neck. You know, like, that's a funny story. If you want to get into, like, the day, which I think. But if we get into the day, it's like,
about that after,
you know,
after we're done.
you're just like, what are we doing? You know, like, well, you know. But on a different topic, though, I talked to Lee, and she thinks that if Lusty's okay with it, I need to call him tomorrow. But I'm going to give it about a month, and I'm going to hop in his XX. And because she thinks that if I could wear the XX with some crank on the hips, just based on my size, like
a double,
like pull the slack out everywhere with some crank on the side and a little bit on the top. She thinks I'll be able to get in a better position and spend less time under tension and still get just as much out of the layers. Because as it is, I
agree.
I think I can get the XX as tight as I have the X, but with more room to move in it, if that makes sense. And I can't move.
100%.
That's why, like, because even like the side judges said, like, if you could move faster, you probably could get more white lights. It's just your squats take 11 seconds.
Right, like
nobody
wants
to be under the. Hey, Mikey. Nobody wants to.
No one wants to be doing that. That's just how it ends up playing out. Just because you're too big for the suit.
If you go by Inser's deal, I should be in a 3X. You know, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but Inser's deal's a little ridiculous.
I have no problem getting that suit on, but you know,
right.
It's those suits are designed to have some crank on the straps or on the strings.
On the strap. 100% on the strap, because you cried when I even like put your strap over a little bit. With a 2X, you'll be able to. You may not even need to cinch the sides. You may just need to not even tighten them. Just take the slack out, and then go full strap and get more support.
Get out of the hole a little faster.
Because in that suit, all the support's in the strap.
It would also be nice. Like, I really like when I squatted 9. I would crank the hip, but that was 15 pounds ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I could
right. But that's what I'm saying. In a double X, you may not even need to crank the hip.
My hips
cinch the hip down a little bit. Right. No, like totally. I didn't touch not one. I
literally squat my
sides on your suit,
which is nothing.
Yeah.
All
right, which I think, but I think also too, if you pull in a double X, you'll have way more room to move, and you'll be able to get in a better position.
I didn't even think about pulling. I thought the other thing I might could do is pulling the X with no briefs.
Tight brief.
I might
Blue
get pulled
suit.
in the
That's the
X
way to
with no
go.
briefs. Or pulling the 2X with my Preds, not power pants that are really loose.
No,
I knew
that's
you
gonna
were
be.
saying that.
That's
right up.
that's too much.
Right up.
No fucking way.
I set you
no
right
way.
up. All right, so you just want to go through the day.
Yeah, so we'll go through the day. The day started 4 hours early because Andy wanted to.
I want to get what?
And then we can go from there.
I mean,
he wanted to get there nice and early.
I got there. We got there at 8:30.
Yeah, we're pulling just.
No, because then you have to wear a singlet, Mike.
Yeah. Oh, I can't. Oh, I cannot wait to break this singlet out that I have in store.
Oh, I guess we should we talk about the WPO just briefly?
I overqual. Yeah, what we'll talk about that and whatever. We haven't stayed
right.
on.
So we'll go through
30
the day
minutes
first. So
since we started doing this. So whatever.
We'll
stay shorter on that.
Warm-ups were good, I guess.
Warm-ups were absolutely spotless.
Yeah,
and then you took your opener.
So I got
and
to depth in the back with like 4 plates and briefs, which I've never done.
Yes. We're
I
it's gonna be a good day.
Shit was going so well in the back that I honestly thought that my shit might be too loose. I didn't shake at all, ever. Not
one resemblance of a shake in the bathroom.
I picked my opener, started bleeding from my forehead, and was absolutely shaking to the point that like I almost laughed. Like when I started shaking, I almost started laughing, just going like, "Jesus Christ, what's wrong with you?" And
you picked the bar, and I looked up and I was like, "What the?"
And then like,
fuck.
My daughter is in front of the monolift. I can see her with my lazy eye, and I'm bleeding from my forehead because I headbutted the bar, and I can feel the blood, and I can see people's faces looking at me like, why is he bleeding? And it happened so slow that like I could feel the blood like pooling in my mustache, and Chris is just going like, back, and I'm like sitting there, and I'm like, he's just gonna stay up because he's sick of looking at this, and it's like 11 seconds, and he says up, and it's like, it felt like it was 3:15. And then I turn around, and he's like, what are you doing? And I was like, put in 909, man. I don't know what to tell you. I looked at him, I was like, if I'm going to miss anything else, it's just got to be a PR.
I didn't have – there was
and I was
nothing.
Like calm. I was just like, I don't know, man. We'll see what happens, man. This is just how we roll. And then I picked 909, and it was like – it was better, but it was still a little shaky. But we got close.
Your best pick was
and then I took 924,
9 1/4,
and it was like perfect. Like 909 was perfect on the way down, like what it should look like on the way up, because it shouldn't have even been an attempt. It should have been 870, 915, 935, 940. But just based on like how shitty the day went, we felt like if I could get to 925 at minimum, we'd have a swing at 2200. So we took 924, and it was very easy. I just like, for whatever reason, I got a little sick. It locked up. And he called me a hair lower because we knew the strength was there. And the first thing that happened was like my hips kicked up. So I kind of good morninged it to the top. And I mean, it was no issue. Like I never thought I would. I knew I was going to stand up with it. I just didn't know if I was going to go light. And I haven't got roasted on Instagram. So I guess either the angle was good or the squats were close. But Dan Bell said the last 2 were definitely good. So, and Dan's the king of the Raw boys. So we'll call it even. So that went good. Bench was.
Hey, guess what? They both went 2 for 3, so I don't give a fuck.
Oh yeah, no, the third one I got
your squats. They both went 2 for 3. So, you did?
And then and then bench was bench was money.
Money.
I got a little. What's up, Marcos? I Marcus has got to get his walking in so he can get on the PGA Tour because they don't let you drive golf carts there. No, I'm kidding.
He's a good golfer?
He's a good golfer. But he's smartened up and picked up much more enjoyable sport that he can do for the rest of his life instead of powerlifting.
Powerlifting's not
great.
fun, nor is it enjoyable.
But so bench went well in the Crocs, Lloyd. I'm 6 for,
Yes.
I'm 6 for 6 in Crocs.
You did bench
Crocs are here to stay. And I
have you, besides when you tried to take your head off, have you missed a bench that I've handed you
the
off
only
for
bench
you?
I've ever missed that you handed off to me. No, I missed. I didn't miss
the one
it in the 20. At the storm that you set the world record. You handed me 5:45, and Joe. Well, I can't argue. and Joe,
Can't argue against that.
Joe said take it because the collar was popping. So I never. It was like we jacked it.
Right,
it was that
right.
black concrete Inzer SDP, and I when I got down to the bottom, it just it was hovering, and he but I didn't miss it. That's the only bench I've ever missed. I went at the launch that you went to the first one. I went 3 for 3. At the second one, I went 2 for 3, and that was the one I missed. See you, buddy. And then call Emily for your social media needs if you need social media manager. It's really good.
Yes.
Check her page out. Emily P. Dressel. And then so yeah, that's what we did. And then I did miss one bench in 2021 in a band shirt. I missed 625, and then I almost decapitated myself with 711 and with the torn hamstring. So that was fun. But so bench went good, and then deadlift was really smooth, except my opener 666. Like my hand, I could tell my hand wanted to open. 710 got us to 2202 or 2204, whatever. Yeah,
22,
I don't know. They got to do
2202.
the calibrated
2202
collar math. But 2202. And then
squat PR, bench PR.
In all reality, I got the down command with 728, but this was a cleaner lift, so it's not my PR. My best pull 728 because I don't care what people on the internet think of my lifts. But it was the best looking over 700-pound deadlift I've done, and there was definitely a tank, and so
good. Yeah, no, there's definitely more than tank.
So that was good. James LeBron hit a monster, I think 2380 at 308 in his first multiply meet. He went like
that was that big dude,
1,005,
right?
560,
like he's super tall.
804, which is super impressive. Really good guy. So that was cool. Alan Pilley had a really good meet. Kyle had a really good meet. O'Leary, who else? Am I missing anybody? There's a girl that went to the Storm, blonde girl. She had an awesome meet too. Kayla, I think.
There was a couple. There was what, 3 or 4?
Donnie. Donnie Lane, Kenzie's husband went up like 1,005, right around 6, mid 7s. He's huge. He did really well. Donnie's really good. It was cool, man.
There was a bunch of like large.
Yeah, it was good.
Like a bunch of large mammals.
Nick Wells. Too. Nick Wells had a huge meet too. Nick was on there, man. Nick went
yes,
like 955, 560ish. I think he missed. I think he benched a little. He benched more than me on a second, and then he missed his third, which is like 20 pounds more than mine. And then he almost pulled 777 or whatever it was for. I think it would have been for well into the 23s or right at 23. But he won best lifter, I'm pretty sure. So.
No, it was.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was a very
they did a great job.
run
Tommy did a great job.
Mike, sorry, pal. Those are kicking now. Sorry, bud. Yeah, no, Tommy always runs a good meet. But
yep.
I think it was run very well. we
we're
weren't
done.
out
We're at
super
4
late.
o'clock. I mean, we bullshitted for. I mean, but we
Yeah.
were at the restaurant with an hour and a half worth of light. I mean, it was.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
and they started the meet at 10. If they'd started the meet at 9, I mean, if they'd started the meet at 9, we'd have done 3 o'clock.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Well, I mean, that's the thing. As long as there's a clock, as long as there's a clock, and you don't take an hour and a half in between lifts.
Well, the
then
thing with the multiply too is like generally people
not
multiply
egregious.
know the drill.
Yeah. Yeah. But there was a clock, and I don't think anyone was even close all day. I don't think one person timed out.
Platform for you to spit on my shoe. So I got to my second deadlift, and like I screwed in, and my feet slipped, and my stickum guy was I don't know, I guess he had come down, and Mikey,
MIA,
best stickum guy in the business though, but Chris and Dan both spit on the ground, and then Dan was like spitting on his hand and rubbing it on my shoe so I could screw in, and I walked back on the platform, and yeah, for sure, I walked back on the platform, and the funniest was Chris just like tried to spit on his hand and then just spit on the floor. I was like, sorry guys. And then we screwed in, and I walked out of the platform, and Preston, the guy, the back spotter, was like, you better not miss now. I was like, yeah, I got a lot of world records saliva on my shoes. Might as well trying to conjure up the strength of you two guys. I'd have pulled a hell of a lot more than 710 in that was the case. But yeah, so that was that was like probably the closest anybody came to timing out, and that was cool.
Yeah, no, I mean it was run very well. It was like they paid out.
Yeah, they paid. It was like $1,750,
right?
$250. So there's $2,000 in prize money for even
Lloyd, it works. Right in the middle of things. He's got his feet slipped. He walked off the platform because of it. So we got to get him back out there. Spin on the floor.
No
it works.
Excuses. Play like a champion. But
no excuses.
Yeah, so that was that. Yeah, they paid out $100 for top lift, $1,000 for best lifter, $750, $250, and they did it on both men and women on both days. So it was very
I mean, I was talking to someone, and I forgot who I was talking to. We were talking about they were at like a local RPS meet. Like what wasn't a pro meet, like wasn't a there wasn't anyone. It was just a local RPS meet, and they even paid out like $300 to the best lifter. And the guy said that his bill when he took all of the people that came for him was $295. So that's it. Like it covers your post-meet meal and a meal for everyone that came.
And
that's all you need to do.
It's
that's
fun.
all that needs to be done for
we
these
had a
meets.
good time. Like I could have bombed out. I wasn't a single person in that room that I didn't like. It was like a lot of fun being around those people. A lot of fun. Same guys were there on the raw day, trying to shake off the dust from the night before, and it was like part of it was great. Telling jokes, drink a couple beers, great. Make a little bit of money. Like
that's how it should be.
I can promise you that if I would have made any money at that meet, I would not have been in my possession on Sunday morning. It would have been long gone.
No, of course not. Of course not. That's what's like.
When you set the world record, I mean, I think you picked up the tab for everybody dinner. It's like 10 points.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be fun, man. Put a little bit of money in your pocket for the flight home or whatever.
You're supposed to have a good time.
This is powerlifting, man. It's supposed to be fun.
It is, but that's what people miss, and two, that's what these meet directors
it doesn't have to be crazy.
Missing.
All the nonsense.
It doesn't have to be crazy. We got so many IE2
but it doesn't have to be crazy, man. It just a little bit of something's nice.
No, just a little bit. Even bare minimum, give back whoever takes best lifter their meet.
I gotta knock my stuff out, but I'm just gonna see if I can pull together like $500 for best lifter, or even if it's 250 and 250.
That's fine. Whatever, it's fine. Like 250, and all right, so the meat director makes
Well,
$500
that
less
part
dollars.
of it is
Who
like, I'm not
cares?
trying to run meets to make money. I'm trying to run meets to have fun and like.
No, that's what I'm saying. But like, some of these people are, and they're like really missing. They're really missing the
Oh, you
boat
mean like running
terms
a
of
semis and they're not inviting people over the
yeah.
top of
No,
the semi?
just I mean, I don't even need to talk shit about the WPO. They've buried
Well,
themselves. I don't even
I
need
do have
to
a couple
anymore at this
things that I
point. I'm
would
just
like to
talking
say
about
that,
meats in general.
but we'll do that. But before we get into that,
We're gonna get there.
Did you
I'm just talking
did you see
about
Ben Polly's total? 26.
he went 26.
They're roasting
something.
They're
Yeah.
roasting his deadlift,
26.
and I'm like,
His
it was
deadlift.
18
I thought his
or
deadlift was
804,
clean.
whatever it was, and it was 100% clean. 100% clean.
I thought I remember seeing it and was like, oh, like good pull, dude.
No, it was fine.
No, it wasn't good.
It was like, I mean, like,
So what's the issue?
I guess maybe possibly if you stop the video, you could say like soft knees, maybe if you're but like I watched the pull, like he posted a video of the deadlift right after the meet, and I was like, hell yeah, good pull. Like I saw it and I was like, good. And then he posted a video of the meet, and I was like, hell yeah, good. And then he posted a video today from a different angle because he said he was getting roasted on deadlift till I'm dead. And like, I mean, he like rips it up and it's like stationary. Like the plates weren't rattling. He was just standing there with it. And what I have to say to you people on deadlift till I'm dead or wherever the hell it is that you guys run your mouth, like I'm not an 800-pound deadlifter, but I am a 700-pound deadlifter. And you can't hold it for 3 or 4 seconds at the top unless you're locked out. It doesn't work like that. Like you're not doing a pause deadlift with 100%. You're not doing it. So like I don't know what type of presentation of the lift you're looking for, but go find another sport.
Yeah, that's true. Also, who's they?
100% a good lift.
Who's 100%. They?
Oh, speaking of big days, Sarah.
Oh,
Sarah.
She had a big day. Sarah had a big day.
Third pro total, right, Sarah? Or fourth?
Fourth, I thought.
Third or fourth. Sarah has a third or fourth.
So there's a delay. Okay. We never realized that.
Well,
there's a delay
sure
in us and
she has one more and she's going for 5. So I think it's 4. I think it was 81.
That's fucking crazy.
So it's 98, fourth. 81, 65, and then she's got to do 40. Sarah, that's awesome. Sarah,
it's awesome.
Hit Sarah up for all your mobility needs.
Awesome.
I've been working with Sarah, and
yes,
it's fantastic.
I have too.
And she doesn't just.
It is.
It's not just.
We have. I
got to do my daily stuff, Sarah. Sorry. My car's been slacking. Sorry. But yeah, she doesn't just talk it; she walks it too. So, but yeah, and it looked like she was lifting outside. So off just with his glasses. Hollywood.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Oh man! All right,
Whatever.
so the WPO is they're the one thing I do have to say is like I don't have a problem with them inviting people because that's going to happen, but.
That's different. But that's not what they
if you
said.
Hold the semis, whoever qualifies is coming, and then whoever else,
is extra.
So like extra. McKinney gets an invite. Tenhero gets an invite. Hoff gets an invite. Okay. And then you take the people from the semis.
Because
and then,
they were told that's how it's going to work.
As long as you don't add an inordinate amount of people, I mean, is it 15 or 20?
Well, it's the 15 from the semis, the 3 of them that makes 18. So what do you take? 2 or 3 more to make it 4?
Invariably,
to make it 40.
There will be people that decline, get hurt, bounce.
Right.
So like to have, like Bain got him added last year with 6 weeks to go. There were some other dudes that got him added. Like, I mean, I remember there was one year you did it. one dude, I think his name's James Burdett or something. He got at it with like a week to go. Your boy just like pulled him. Didn't.
Well, that was Jenna. Like one of the years they tried to add Jenna in like 3 days before. She was like, no.
Did she qualify in 18?
Yeah. No.
So she knew
no,
she
there
was
were no
going for a long.
There were no
lifts were through
qualifiers.
the roof then. That was,
Yeah.
she was hard at it.
Yeah. No, there were no qualifiers.
Yeah, because that was when they were saying like,
only.
like Phil Harrington was competing against people like that. They're like, Chuck's in Orlando. It's like, Chuck's not going to compete.
He still looked, honestly, I haven't seen him in a while, but the last time I saw him, it looked like he was like 10 weeks out.
Yeah. No. Like, he is still in shape. I don't know if the body works.
Yeah.
You can't squat that heavy that wide for that long. Like, your boy was just squatting 1,000. And he also, he was squatting 1,000 pounds when the gear was terrible.
There wasn't a lot of support. When it was like barely double ply briefs.
If he just would have done, and I don't, but Lou said if he would have ever done the actual taper, he would have squatted 13.
The taper.
But Lou said he would just
he would
he just bebop in there he'd do Circumax 3 weeks out, and then he's supposed to do 75% of that and then 75% of that, and your boy would just go in and do more and then more, take his openers and show up to meet day and still squat 1175 or something, which is absurd. I think I train hard, and then when I take Circumax, I'm like, I'm I'm good with lightening it up next week, and then I don't know, but yeah. So
yes, there's really nothing. There's nothing to defend their post, right? They can invite whoever the fuck they want, but to say that if you place in the top 15 at semis, you weren't guaranteed an invite is bullshit. It's bullshit, and there's no way to skirt around it, because people even said that in the comments on one of the pages that they don't have me blocked on. I went through the comments and I was just laughing at everything.
Yeah, I mean, I just at this point it's becoming it's just become
you can't do that. It's not okay.
Me, and I for me, it's just it's laughable. It's gotten to the point with me, and I'm not gonna eat my words, so I'm not gonna say I turned down an invite. If it worked out and I could get on that stage one time just to say I did it, I think it would be cool, because I came up in the sport when it was a big deal, and the WPO means something to me. I understand that it doesn't mean something to other people.
No. It's not that it doesn't mean something to other people. But it doesn't mean enough. It's become a joke. It's become a joke.
Honestly, now it's when you see that, I'm I just it's just hard for me to wrap my head around that level of inability to get it right.
Ineptitude. It's almost as if he's trying to bury it.
Well, my question is, and I don't.
It used to mean something.
I don't.
It used to mean something. It was the show.
With Wayne is a nice enough human being. He is totally overwhelmed, but
he doesn't listen. No. He's overwhelmed because of his own doing.
It's does this man not have friends?
Do you know how many times I can tell you how many times I've had 30, 40, 50-minute conversations with them myself, just me. That's not taking into account the conversations that I know Bird had with him, that I know Brian probably had with him, right?
He was living in Jacksonville, so he had to.
It's not that people aren't helping him. He does not take any suggestions. He does not listen to lifters. He does not do anything in the best interest of lifters. It is
Well, the other
strictly a
question
money
is,
grab
like,
at
the
this
one
point.
guy he did listen to is Fahey, who's not a lifter. And
Because he was trying to make money. It was a money grab.
my thing, though, is
Yeah.
like, does the man not have any friends that just goes like, bro, like, you still have
Yes.
people coming to the
No, he does.
Like, it's
or
still
he
like
did.
it's still he could fix it, and I mean it's too late to fix it for this year, but that thing could be off the hook next year if he wanted to. And like,
It could be, but not with him. Not with him
even
running the
if
ship.
he was running the ship and just got some help. But like, that's my thing.
He doesn't
though,
listen to anyone.
Like, I get it, and I love you, but like, I understand if he just wants to go like, this guy, man, this guy's out of control, or anybody else, that he doesn't like. My thing's like,
I had no. I had a 45-minute conversation.
Dude,
with him in
nobody knows
2019.
more than me how good of a businessman you are, and how I'm just saying, like, if he doesn't know you, if he pushes you off to the side because of some of your blowed, I'm saying, like, how does he not have somebody in his, like, if it was you, how does he not have a me that just goes like that? Well,
he doesn't listen to anyone.
But like, if it was you running the show,
it is all of this is on him. All of this is on him. There's no one. He's not taking
it's all
orders from anyone. He's not running.
No.
He's not running decisions by anyone else.
He's
and making these decisions.
That's my thing. Is like, I get it if he doesn't want to listen to you, or doesn't want to listen to Leah, or doesn't want to, like, I understand that he's got to listen to, the show pony or what have you. But like, my thing's like, if it was you running it, I'd call you and be like, you're screwing this up, man. You got to listen. You got to do something. And you probably be like, you at least hear me. Like, he doesn't hear anybody. And it's like, he
hears nothing.
And it's like,
nothing.
I heard from a million people, like, we got to get back to the lifters. Sweet. We're going to do this. Sweet. We're going to fix this. Sweet. We're going to get Faye out of there. Sweet. But it's like, now it's like, you found a new way to screw it up. Like, how do you screw it up like this? Like, it's like there's a new way to screw it up every time you turn around. You're inventing ways.
Every time that the meet rolls around, there's another. He just
That's
fucks
what
something else
saying.
up.
Like, it's gotten to the point now where it's like, it's like you're inventing. Like, I didn't even know that this was a thing. Like, I've never heard that. What's happening with the WPO would literally be like, hey, I know the New York Yankees won the AL pennant, but we're gonna let the Devil Rays show up and play in the World Series. You guys can go on home. Like, it's astronomically, completely asinine. Like, it makes no sense.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense.
I know you won
do
the Olympic trials from the USA, but we're going to let this guy go run the 100-yard dash.
How do you make people, you say, okay, this is the only qualifier for the meet. This is the only one. Any other meets, irrelevant, do not matter. Does your performance in any other place except this one meet is the only thing that matters. Whoever places in the top 15 at this meet are the ones that are going to finals besides the 3 people that placed. And then turn around 3 months later and say, just kidding, your placing in the top 15 just gets you considered an invitation. Honestly, anyone that plays should tell him to go fuck himself is what they should do.
And like, my thing is like, you ruin the federation. Like, you discredit the APF by not allowing any APF meet to be a qualifier. Because, like, what you're doing is you're saying, either we want your money, you're pulling an IPF and going like, no, you got to come to this meet, and you got to stay in these hotels, and you got to eat this food, and you got to be here, and you got to kiss the ring, right? But then, like, you discredit the
Money
APF
grab.
because, like, I don't have a problem with them going like, hypothetically, going like, okay, the storm meet total will will count. You know, if you're in the Southeast, you could do the storm meet. And then, you know, you could certainly do the Pro-Am. And then you could do something in the Northeast. And then you could do something out in the West Coast. And you could do something in the Midwest. Like, I have no problem with them doing that. And making it regionalized.
I told him in 2021 when I didn't do it for a couple of years and he reached back out after the super finals last year. He reached back out, and that was the last time I spoke to him. I had a 45-minute conversation with him. And I said three things. I said, you can't make everyone travel for twice for one of the meets being an amateur meet with no payout. I don't care what you want to determine amateur to be. What makes you a pro in any sport, quote me if I'm wrong, is getting paid, is the possibility to make money, playing that sport, participating in that sport. So by there not being a payout at the semifinals, it was an amateur meet that they charged how much money to compete at? $175 a head.
It was like three
for register.
It was three.
What?
And handlers paid a fee.
Wait, hold on. Yeah, stop. Okay, so that was the one thing I said. You can't make people travel twice to one of the meets being an amateur meet, right? So no, you can't have no payouts. The second thing I said was, hands down, was you can't have it in the middle of nowhere. So at least he listened to me and brought it down to Florida instead of being in the middle of bumfuck Illinois. Okay? Because that's where it was.
The one thing I'll say, though, is like, I agree with you, but at least Chicago is in the middle of the United States. The Florida deal makes sense because international airport, international travel hub, and it's a good place to go in the winter. Like, that part of it is good. He did it. Like, that's fine. But
that's
like,
fine.
Chicago well, they weren't trying to, Mikey. They were.
No, they were. No, they charged handlers and coaches.
Me, but she was standing there going like, because nobody had cash. And she's like, I got cash. I'll pay your cash. Just Venmo me. And I'm like, nah, I mean, I carry cash, but like, I'm pretty sure like she paid for some people and then they Venmo'd her because people showed up with no money because they thought they were getting a handler's fee. But that's a whole nother topic. I mean,
on what fucking planet do handlers and coaches need to pay? Hold on. I have to register for the USAPL to handle a lifter. You know how fucking asinine that is?
It's almost as asinine as having to have your underwear approved by the federation so that you can wear it when you compete at their meet.
Right.
I'm sorry, but if you have to get your underwear inspected and your singlet approved, or your singlet approved, just find another place to lift weights. Like, it's just not that serious. Just not that serious. Mikey loves
everyone,
Florida, especially when there's a GPS for the coffee shop, so he can get there and back in time.
And a cell phone.
Mikey and Leslie take on coffee.
Hey.
We love Mike.
Did you get a bath?
Is that Bill?
I got a bath. No, that's Sasha.
But yeah, so
snores.
Yeah,
she snores.
It's a bad. At this point, it's like one of those comedies where like you just like what are we? How?
It's like a spoof. It's a spoof movie. The WPO is a spoof
and here's what's
right
going to happen. This is what's going to happen. Just in case anybody wants to know, if you want to, Hoff's going to total 3,000 and win. Okay, like, if McKinney finishes the meet, he's probably going to get on the podium, and Tenharo's going to be on the podium. And if McKinney doesn't, Oliveira's going to be on the podium. So that's going to be your top four. So just go ahead and mark my words. If BetUS will take money, and on the women's side, Deanna's going to win. and Tara's going to be on the podium, and I don't know who else is competing on the female side, but that's
because no one should. Everyone should tell him to go fuck himself and not do the meet. It is a meaningless meet at this point. To win the WPO is irrelevant now.
It's a meaningless
meet
because
right now,
the people who could get on the podium, or
yes, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
The people who could get on the podium or possibly win won't do it. And no, granted, like no doubt about it, Deanna is the Hoff of the women's side right now. Like she is. It's another deal, you know. And I'm fairly certain that if Habaika wanted, that's true. If Habaika wanted to, if he picked a tips in a manner to where if he didn't get his thirds, if he didn't get his thirds, he could still be on the podium. He could certainly get in there because he's that caliber lifter. But I mean, he's like you. He's not swinging for second place. He's swinging for the fences. He's either going to try and.
But here's the thing. What people don't realize is when you have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 15 lifters that can podium, it puts a little bit of pressure on number one.
For sure. And if he has to take thirds or a couple thirds, you know what I mean? We don't need to get into to where he's at compared to other people. But yeah. So that's what we got.
So I mean, there's no defense. They can't. The only thing that they can do right now is to make a statement and say everyone that qualified from the semis are obviously invited, and then we're going to invite 5 more people, 10 more people, 15 more people. As
round it out.
I'm saying 20, as like 15, extra, as like
or 3.
Yeah. You know, and we're gonna have 20 men. We're gonna have 20 men, 20 women. We're gonna take the 15 that qualified. We're gonna offer invites to the 15 that qualified, the 3 that placed, and 2 extras. And then based off of responses, we are now going to have full ability to invite anyone we want.
They did waitlist it because I know because Nick and I are he knew that there was a chance, so he had a chance to like, okay, I don't know that I'm going, but if I want to be ready for what might be coming, I probably need to take some full, you know what I mean? But he had plenty of time. I don't know what they told Bane. I didn't ask him that, but I'm assuming that he knew that he was going to be in consideration if a position opened up.
They don't have that many lifters. They won't field 20 female lifters.
Yeah, I mean the female side, they bothered the females, which is fun. Well, the problem with the female side is, and this is what I see, is there is a meet that vastly overshadows the WPO. The best meet in the world.
Oh yeah. Why would any top level female do the WPO when you could go do the pro-am?
I mean, and if you win both, I don't know what the payout of the pro-am is, but I mean, I'm sure it's decent. And the payout of the WPO is
good. Again, you're not making a living.
You can make $20,000 or $15,000. That's cool. It'd be good for them, everybody. So yeah, but yeah, that's the problem on the female side is women. You know, what they want is they want people to base their Euro training around being their best at the early November WPO, but every single woman in the world bases their year around being the best at Laura's meet.
Yeah, but November to April
plenty of time.
Enough
that's ideally when you would. I mean, mine is I do mine. I mean, the 2 meets that I care about, you know, basically early June and early December. You know, I mean that's basically 6 months apart. So I mean, effectively yes. So I mean, and I mean, actually, March to November is fantastic. November to March is a little quick. I mean, that's what December, January, February. I mean, it's four months on one side and 7 on the other. 5 months on one side and 7 on the other. But it's plenty of time. I mean, if you can't get ready for those 2 meets, then not a pro.
No, and then you sprinkle one there in the summer, and you're good to go. There's your 3 meets. But again, it's not going, and nothing's going to change, unfortunately, until a high level meet steps up to replace it.
Yep, it's got to be
a poly meet, because there are a handful of banded now at this point high level banded unlimited, where unlimited is allowed.
Yeah, I mean, I think
meets.
there's I definitely think that there's a way to space it to where where both is offered.
Yeah.
But most people, the WPO is a poly meet, and you can't. I mean, in order to compete, you're never going to draw the exact same people or be able to legitimately compete. It's like the PGA Tour and LIV. I mean, it's the same, but it's different.
Right. No, it is. It is. But there's some. I think there's something that goes
Say that
along
again?
with poly. I think there's something. That's why I think there should be poly meets.
Well,
poly only meets.
Poly is multi-ply.
Because
poly is
there you go.
Unlimited.
It's the standard.
And here's the thing. And regardless of people's personal opinion, right? Like I wish there were more options for band shirts, and I think I hate that's one of the reasons why I want to do. I'm doing the state chair in the Florida thing. It's because I want to be able to grow that in Florida, because there isn't that there, and I want that option. But the top guys in the world, they want to the best of the best. They want to knock it out in poly. Hoff wants to be in poly. All of those guys want to be
100%.
in poly. That's where they want to be. And and I think it's because regardless of what you say, I am a firm believer. Band shirts are hard and scary in a different way, but the skill
there's nothing. There's no comparison.
The skill is
no comparison.
I understand some people, they get in a band shirt and it scares the shit out of them, and it can be scared. Probably I'm hoping to get it locked down soon, but probably September is the goal. The problem is the date that I can do it is around Shauna's meet. So my hope is to get one in and get my feet wet in this fall, and then maybe do a push pull or something later, and then do it over the summer. The summer just wasn't an option for me with everything that went on in my personal life this year. So I'm hoping to do a big one in the summer, and push it to being a big unlimited meet, and have it be after the storm, mid-July would be what I was hoping. That kind of gives people a chance if they want to hop in, or they could do my meet in the summer. But we also, there may be some things changing too, so we'll see. We talked about that, but things are changing. But yeah, I mean, no matter
change is coming.
They scare
boys
the shit
and
out
girls.
of people, and I get that. But at the end of the day, man, there's a reason why a lot of people who there's dudes putting up big totals in band shirt that didn't in poly, because it's easier to put up a big total. And my total goal is 100 to 150 pounds higher in a band shirt, because that's just what happens. And some people are better in poly than band shirt. Alex Trotter, buddy of mine, he for whatever reason he should be benching 850 in a band shirt, and he only benched 770. He's pissed off because his best poly bench is the same as his best band shirt bench. So I mean, it's not totally exclusive, but
there's
it's not easy
involved, obviously,
especially when you get in 3 and 4 ply and you're wearing it tight enough to bench 900 pounds. But I don't care. That 1,000 pounds in a poly is ridiculous. 1,000 pounds in a poly is ridiculous, especially in a full meet.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason why.
Yeah.
there's X amount, the amount of 1,000-pound benches is quadrupled in the last 3 years.
There's one person to bench 1,000 pounds in a full meet in poly.
My dude, I
done it a
know
couple times.
my favorite thing that he said is when he's like, if somebody wants to take that total, take the 3120 or whatever it is in a band shirt, that's great. Just you won't get to keep it for very long. Well,
oh yeah,
because he could certainly put a band shirt on a bench 11, if not more than that, or 12, or more.
Yeah.
So, but
yeah.
I thought that was he made that comment. He's like, that's great, but you won't get to keep it. Which I kind of hope somebody does, because I would like to see before he retires what he could do in a, because it's not out of the question that he goes like 13, 13, 8. I mean, and realistically, he could squat 13 and some change. I mean, what he told you in 2021 that 13 was his third attempt if you made him take it, right? He told you 19 he was prepared to take 13, right? And that 3 years ago.
19.
He ain't no weaker.
Yeah, no, yeah.
He said if you were maneuver, right? If you got your seconds.
He said if Manuther and I if we hit a squat, he was, or I think if we hit a squat or if we hit a second,
wow,
he was taking 13 on third. Or I think if we hit if we even hit a squat, he was taking 13 on third. So yeah.
Yeah.
So
here's what I'll leave you with though. He's won 4 WPOs since then, and he still hasn't squatted 13. So progress isn't always like
because he hasn't had
linear and easy. So
linear.
When you don't get a PR, just chill out, man.
But
you'll be all right.
He's also
he doesn't need.
He doesn't need to.
He does need to. He needs to squat 1,300 pounds. I think not for his legacy. He's the GOAT, but he does need to squat. I would venture to say that he really wants to make sure that he does that before he's done, because it's there. But that's how hard it is to get everything to peak at the same time and still win.
It's not easy, because you don't necessarily need to have your best day.
No, and that's I think that's what separates a good lifter. Like everybody on a 9-for-9 day where they hit 4 PRs, hits a total PR. Can you do it when it's not perfect?
Right.
Interesting to me.
So,
an hour and 10 minutes. Sorry, guys. We should really do this every week.
Whatever.
Mike asked a question earlier.
We will be back
which
next
we'll get
Monday,
to next week. And it was, what should lifters who are more advanced than speed work do on speed day in lieu of speed work? So we need to get to that next week. Monday, 7:30.
Okay, we'll talk about that next week. I'm okay with that. Monday, 7:30 next week, boys and girls.
The Go Hard Barbell
State of the Union, sponsored by the Go Hard Barbell, BCB Training Systems, Wicked Wolf Beard Co. Emily, again, is our social media director. So hit her up. Who else did we hit up? Hit up Sarah. Hit up Em. And hit up Andy and I.
IPA powerlifting.
Until next week, boys and girls. Bye, guys.